Happy Sunday. This is Theresa and I'm back again. And I thought I would revisit my series, my mini series that I did on mini ephemera. So I do have a playlist for that if you wanted to go take a look at that. But I was goofing around today. I was up till 4 o'clock in the morning crafting. And I finally was able to keep my eyes open around 11:30 today and made myself a tuna fish sandwich because Carrie made me hungry for tuna fish sandwiches when we chatted the other day. And I guess I didn't turn my audio off, but I don't hear it. That is weird. Why am I not hearing it? Let's see, is there anybody here? Okay, there's 3 watching. Can you please tell me if you can hear me? I should have been able to hear myself because I accidentally left my computer audio on. Okay, if someone could just say, I can't hear you, I can hear you. And if you can't hear me, you don't know that I'm asking you. Can you hear me? So anyways, got another messy desk going on here. And my husband just bought me a new computer bag. I really like the one I had because this is a piece of it. It was this leather and I loved it. And he bought me like a microfiber type bag, which is nice. It's sturdy, it'll do a good job, but I loved this bag. So I finished moving everything over from this bag to the new bag, and I said, now this bag is ready to be thrown away. And then I went, wait a minute. I wonder if I can cut the leather. And yippers, I can, and I did. So earlier I had been playing with things like this. I'm going to be nervous until I can find out if people can hear me. Trying to think what setting I might have off that would keep. Let's just test. Huh. Oh, I know what I can do. Oh, I don't have another device. I can't do that. Okay, well, hopefully somebody will come in and let me know. And if you were to tell me you couldn't hear me, I wouldn't have a clue as to why somebody couldn't hear me. I'm going to try, I wonder if my microphone will work. If I can find the pieces. Here's that. And there's that. Test. Test. Test, test. Oh, I had my video muted. Test, test. Okay, cool. Now I'm not worried. I was like, I don't want to do a whole video and find out that my audio wasn't working. Okay, so I've been working on these little things. I found out that this leather would rip, so I ripped some strips, and this was inside of a pocket, so I might use some of this, especially this side right here. Where's my scissors? It's kind of plasticky. Doesn't really want to rip. There it goes. Oh yeah, that kind of looks like ribbon. I like that a lot. I want more. So if anybody is watching this during the live stream or later on during the replay, if you're doing this Defember Ember, the prompts did come out today, in case you hadn't noticed. Ow! It's really hard. But it's always fun to pre-make your components, which is what Defember Ember is all about. I mean, for the most part, in my opinion. I have to keep qualifying that. Okay, now there's a nice, oh, I just love that. There's a nice little pile of stuff ready. Now, this is a piece of ephemera, but you wouldn't put that in a pocket or a tuck or a belly band. This is an embellishment. So I love having embellishments ready. And I was watching Fun Life on a Budget today, and she had little things hanging from threads. So when we do things, here's another one I did. When we do things like this, we have dangly threads sometimes. Wouldn't you know, each one I pull out does not have dangly threads. Here we go. Okay, these are pieces that are ready. These are pieces that I did that I don't have dangly threads on. Like this one has a dangly thread that I could put, I'll just call them charms. And this one does not. So some of these I put brads in, and one I did eyelet. And this one, I didn't have any more little hearts, so I just used a little piece of a die cut. Hello, Dorothea. I used a little piece of a die cut and tried to, but it wasn't symmetrical. So I'm trying to make it look right by covering it with ink, by inking it up good. trying to make it look like that's the layering it was supposed to have for a leaf. So this is my first leather piece. From my repurposed computer bag that is now torn up into pieces. I feel like that needs more. I just love that. Oh my gosh, I don't know if you can see that, but I just love it. My husband was looking at me like I'm nuts again. I said, isn't that so cute? He helped me tie that because I scrunched up the thread and then I used the hemp twine, linen thread, whatever it's called, to tie around it to keep it closed. Yeah, and then this little stuff here is from my feed bag that I have. I think my sister sent me this. This stuff tears like a dream. I'm going to be so sad when this is gone. Oh man, I held that up really crummy. Let me try that again. There, maybe that worked. Anyways, watch this. Oh, it tears like a dream. That is awesome. So I've been making these little pieces and putting them in my little ephemera, which I need to relabel this because this is mini ephemera. This isn't just little, this is mini. If it will fit in this little tin, then by golly, it is mini. I could take some fake coins. Oh my gosh, that looks so much better. Okay, let's put these puppies away. I almost took something out and started to look at it again. No, stay focused. Move on. Okay, I really like this better. So I'm going to sandwich this in between here. And I'm going to use glue. I'm going to tear some of this off because I don't want it to come out. That's when crafting for me really gets fun, is when I find myself repurposing my art. It does not insult me for me to feel like I have to repurpose my art because I'm not happy with it. And it wouldn't insult me if somebody else felt the need to repurpose my art. Okay, let's just pile some glue on there. And my art is morphing again. I've just been watching a ton of different videos, so many that I can't even tell you who all I've been watching because I've been looking for new ideas. And then today, I'm holding this. Let me see if I can grab this without having to craft a lunch. I decided that while I was watching a video, I was going to take notes. So I put the date, 11/16, Fun Life on a Budget is who I was watching. Her video was kind of, this isn't the full title, but Fun Life on a Budget. Oh, journal for sale. So I put soft cover Amazon envelope, messy stitched quilted pieces, samples of lace hung on on inside of cover from bulb pins. Mixed media pages with sprayed shade of butterfly stencil. I said, I have a large butterfly stencil. Do I still? Because I know I used to. So I need to look in my stuff and see if I still have one. And then mini clusters, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So even though if you were to read my notes, you would probably go, what the heck is she talking about? It makes sense to me. And I'm going to try doing this to see if that will help me to find things, to find I really like this side, but this side would glue better. To find ideas. I embellished this, I embossed, dry embossed these pieces with something that looked like a poinsettia. And then the other side of the pieces was craft paste on some, like, I don't know what that color is, orangish pink, Stampin' Up! Paper. Wonder if I can get some ink in there. Squish together. Okay. Now, I like that a lot more, the way that looks. A lot more. This is probably my favorite piece now. Okay, so these are too big to go in my mini ephemera. So I will throw this over here in my ephemera ember box. And let's make one, and then we'll talk about what I did last night. So I'm going to use this, and I'm going to use this. I'll make this one a little bit bigger. No, I won't. I'll fold this. So I hope everybody's doing good today. I don't know if art glitter glue sticks to leather, but we're going to find out. We don't know until we try. I don't know why this needs more glue is the problem. Needs a fill up. Oh, you silly thing. Ooh, it's doing something cool. Okay, let's see if we can get that to stick. Ooh, what would this look like? Come on, glue. It was doing really good before I turned the camera on. Oh, there is something. Oh, wait, I don't know what that was. And then I could put a little something hanging from those threads. This is trash now. Here's a little heart. And would the little heart look cute on the circle? I think it would. I could do oh, I thought that was 2, but it's only 1. So sometimes I don't talk very much when I'm doing videos and I'm crafting. And sometimes I just mumble to myself because I'm like talking to myself. Well, I'm always kind of talking to myself, especially when there's nobody in here. That would be cute. I need another one of those. I could like seal it. No, I couldn't. That wouldn't look good. I'm pretty sure I have more of those in here. I just gotta find them. Oh, there they are. I don't want that one. I want that one. I'm gonna put these in here. Oh, I feel like I was holding my breath. Man, before I started this video, I looked at my desk and it was totally trashed. And there was an open bottle of Pepsi on my desk. And I'm like, oh my gosh, talk about a recipe for disaster. An open bottle of Pepsi right by my calculator. Calculators do not like sticky liquids. Whoops, that one's coming up. It was glued down on something. Stupid thing. You're killing me, Holmes. Okay. Yep, that's where it's got to be. Now we're going to put this right there. Give me my finger back. Now it's coming out. Okay, there's that. Now we're going to have some fun with these. Oh, goodness. Maybe a little Christmas. Oh, yes. Let's do a little Christmas. Oh my gosh. Where should I put my mouse? Right there. Too much stuff. And I just know I'm going to lose my needle. So let's put that in my little dish. Hold still. Okay, now I need one little thing right there. Yes. Yes. If I had a little teeny tiny butterfly, that would be cute. I don't think I just about used up all my little hearts. I don't think I have any little teeny tiny butterflies. Now I'm thinking that needs to be a flower. So, would this little flower look cute on this label? Maybe. Let's try it. Never tried that before. Experiment. We got experiment. I got to have a Facebook Messenger chat with my 9-month-old granddaughter last night. That was fun. Hi, Joan. Welcome. I'm doing great. I was just thinking about my chat with my 9-month-old granddaughter last night. That always makes me happy. So that kind of turned out really cool because I have, these are actually leaves right here and from a die cut. And then I put some layers here, which kind of was starting to look like layers for a flower. And so then I put this little flower here. And for me, that just all pulled right together. And it just really makes my heart happy. Who was it? It was Sandra who was saying the other day, layer until you smile, your heart makes you smile, or something like that. And that's exactly what just happened there. So that one's done. And I'm just going to use these little pieces here. It's kind of like half ruffle and half not ruffle. And I did it that way on purpose. So I think I'm actually going to cut that in right there. And I'm going to take a little piece on here because I'm going to speed this up. And that's trash. And I'm going to take this little piece. I think I want these to be little. This is old book page, so it has some foxing on it. So fun to use these little tiny strips of paper that I saved. I still have a ton more, but hey, I'm doing making a little progress. Okay, now we're gonna put a little bit of this on here. And you know what? Let's do this. do a little. Do we want a star? Because the gray would look good with the. I like that. However, this needs some work. Gotta knock that white off of there. And then I'm going to just try to distress this star so it doesn't look so perfect. Heaven forbid I have anything that looks perfect in one of my journals. I don't like being perfect because I'm not, and then it just, if I say I don't like perfect, then when it doesn't look perfect, you think, oh, she intended it that way. The method to my madness. Okay. Now let's grunge this thing up. Nice. Just to make sure that stays. I'm going to use my tiny attacher. like to push those staples down until I can run my finger over it and not snag my finger. Yes, I'm happy with that. Now, when I go to use it, I could add more things to it. I could add some bling to it, maybe some little rhinestones and that sort of thing. But that is either a completed piece or almost completed embellishment. This one I would call a completed embellishment. I can imagine I might even, glue something to the string. That would be cute. But I'm going to call that good. I was just thinking I have some really teeny tiny snowflakes. Lord knows I'm not going to do that on camera. Now, can we knock out these real quick? I like that little piece a lot. Oh, goodness. See if I can do this without stapling my finger. Hold still. Got it. Okay, this one is just like, I think that's going to need more, but that's a good, almost done component. Oh, you're sweet. Thank you, Gigi. Have a good sleep. I've been doing this kind of stuff all day with my shaky hands, and it's been a challenge, but it's good for me to do this, even though it's painful in more ways than one, mentally, physically. Ugh. I want to see if I can fray this side more. Oh yeah, I love that frayed. Distress, distress, distress. It's all about distressing. We'll just put that right there, and it will be fun to stamp a little bit. Okay, Might make a loud noise. I just gotta get this bag that I'm taking apart out of my way. Ooh, what's this? Ooh, look at this. Ooh, I like that. I can do something with these little tiny pieces. Yum. Okay, now, where was I? I got distracted. Oh, I was gonna get a stand. I don't want to stamp on here. It's too big. I changed my mind because I don't want to cover up the foxing. And what do we got? Our little label. Nothing small enough. Oh, excuse me. I was up late. That's not small enough. Welcome back, Joan. I'm good. I'm in my crafting zone. Whoops. Just making mini ephemera in preparation for a lot of journal making that I've got planned for December. Well, I'm gonna start them in November, but in December I'm doing can't do this and talk at the same time. December, I'm doing Terry's Crafty Christmas. And I've got 2 videos that I'm scheduled to do, one on the 16th and one on the 27th. And then I'm doing Epidemic, but Epidemic is going to be, oh yeah, I get that, Joan. Someday the shakes are just annoying as all get out. But Epidemic is not a journal, and the prompts came out today, and I thought maybe that even though they weren't doing a journal this year, that they would release some kind of kit with the prompts, but I don't see that happening, which is fine. I don't need to spend any more money on digitals. In some ways, I'm really trying hard to get away from spending money on digitals because I don't think it's a good use of my money. But then my crafting morphed recently, and I needed something. I needed it. You know, that need thing. So I'll show you. I wanted pictures of little girls, basically. So I don't really like ladies unless it's showing the back of them, like them walking away. I like it when they're walking away. So, and you say, and just talking with my one sister, my shakes are worse now. Is that because it was an aggressive conversation, or just holding the phone? Okay, so I'm gonna show. I gotta get rid of some of this stuff. I gotta put it away before I have a craft lunch. Because I just have such a small space, you know. It all gets piled on this table beside me, and I stack it. Like one thing goes this way and one thing goes this way. Wow, you're doing really good, Joan. No digital since last almost a year. That's great. Yeah, and so this is one reason, that I don't need to buy any digitals. Look at all this. Look at this. I've never had a journal, and this is really an ephemera book. It's not a journal. It's a junk journal ephemera book. I've never had one this chunky before. Look at that. But this is all my Christmas. And it's not all my Christmas. Some of it may be bare bases. Some of it may be completed that I could use in a journal. And that's why it's so fat. This is a journal that is on its way. I have to make, but I have bought diamond paintings a lot. You bought a lot of those over the last year. So this one is ready. I'm just going to sew in one folio at a time. So there'll be 3 folios. It's going to be a hidden spine. So I'll sew these 3 folios into here. And then that's 3 pages. So I need 5 more pages, and I'll get the other 5 pages by doing tip-ins and that sort of thing. but I'm only going to sew in those 3 pages. And I already have the ephemera cut out, and a lot of my ephemera is inked. Some of the stuff is backed. Oh, I was going to show something. So the strippy thing kind of, I did this earlier too. So I'm starting to hang little tiny things on these threads, which worked out really good because when I cut out these little hearts, I was like, what in the world am I ever going to use that for? And this is perfect. Putting them on, and first I tried to like poke the hole, and then I tried to put some glue on the back to hold it onto the thread, or I tried to knot the thread. I'm like, this isn't going to work. So then what I did was I got another little tiny heart, and I glued the thread between the 2 hearts. So that is working out really well to hang little things from thread that way by putting a front and back in. But I digress. Okay, this is all pre-made Christmas ephemera. It's ready to go into a junk journal. So technically, in my mind, I'm doing the ephemera ember, and I've been doing it for at least a week or 2 as I've created these things. Some of them are finished. Some of them, this is all finished. This pouch here is all finished stuff. So then I have things. I have this basket. Whoops, I just dropped one of my favorite pieces on the floor. Okay. I have this basket that has like bases or stuff that's ready to go. In fact, I could take this base and I could throw this fabric cluster on there, and voila, I've got a finished piece. Or maybe I want to round the corners and ink it, but very close to a finished piece. So I just took my education cards and I collaged on my education cards and made bases that are ready to go with lots of strings. And then I took this little school book that my sister sent me. It's probably, I don't know, early 1900s. It's probably as old as I am, maybe. I don't remember having this type of book when I was a kid. So maybe a bit older than me. And anyways, so I made some pockets with this. So these are all pockets. They're big pockets, though, is the problem. So like this might use as a tuck because I probably couldn't use it as a pocket. So a lot of those I might just turn that way. So those are all ready. This is just something I was playing with when I was in Mama Juju's live stream a few days ago. And so that's a base for something. This is a base that it was on my desk and I started playing with it. And so these are just little miscellaneous pieces. And then I started working with fabric clusters. This one is built on an old book. Yeah, I'll put them sideways. This is built on an old book insides, on the insides of the binding. Isn't that yummy? So it's so funny. There's another fabric cluster. So funny. I printed out the prompt list And let's see, I'm going to go down here at the bottom. It had, nope, wasn't there. Oh, number 26, clusters and tangled thread. Well, man, I've got the tangled thread and I've got the clusters. Postage stamp collage. How funny is that? I have that. Where'd it go? Well, you saw it. Anyways. So this one is altered envelope and coffee mug stains. I don't have really anything put together, but I have, where'd it go? I have a new stencil that I just bought. So I'll be using this stencil for the coffee mug stains. How fun is that? Postcard and hand or machine sewing. That's easy. Jiminy Christmas, I could just take one of these, take a component, and I could glue one of my I have my postcards over here. Take one of my postcards and boom, that would be done. I could sew again around that and that would probably look good. Hi Denise, welcome. I gotta take a look at the chat and see if I missed anything. So Joan was talking about her diamond painting. I love that book. I will have to fill up my ephemera book that I made. Yeah. And then be sure to post pictures or do a video. That'll be fun to see. I love ephemera books. I love them. Yeah, I've been on for an hour, Denise. Where have you been? Just looking to see if I got a Christmas one. Ooh. This one is going to be so hard to take that out of Hordeville. I love this one. And I could easily make that Christmas by putting it on that base. And that would take care of prompt number 4, postcard and hand or machine sewing. I would just run a thin line of stitch around here. I might even just do it on 3 sides and make that a pocket. And then I could take, where are they at? I could take one of my Christmas snippets and oh gosh, I don't want to cover anything up. Just put one of my Christmas snippets right there and boom, that covered the ephemera ember. And hi Susan, I think you posted a video today for your 1920s journal, didn't you? Whatever I was seeing, it was gorgeous. So yeah, that would cover, I could put that in one of my Christmas journals. It would cover working on the ephemera ember. And because I don't always follow the prompts when I do prompts. I don't always follow them verbatim. Like for instance, you know, so day 1, 2, 4, 5, 8, 9, because they take days off. But I don't know what TBT means. Oh, TBT was the 24th and that was the day off. I don't know. This says TBT 21, TBT 22, 23, 24. I don't know what TBT stands for. I need some explanation on that. But I might, pick this prompt and work on that prompt and so on and so forth. So I am well geared up and ready for Defember Ember, and I will probably make an ephemera book. Okay, so that's that. I'm going to find a safe place for that. I'll probably make another copy that's smaller and put it in my book. I like to do that sort of thing. So those are my bases, and I still haven't got to what I was going to show. I have just some yummy goodness in here. This is me playing with some kind of like origami type thing. I think it was kind of an origami thing. It's kind of like an envelope pocket, and the flap is supposed to flip up there. I got to re-glue that a little bit. And then because that point is so nice and pointy, I just kind of tuck it underneath that little piece of fabric, and that holds the flap down. That was a fun piece to do. This is just hanging out, ready to use. This one, this could go in my completed. I don't know why that's in here. I need to go through this and take things. This could go into complete, maybe not. That's a completed cluster. Yeah, I've made a lot of progress because, so when I got in the mood to start, the digitals weren't out yet for Crafty Christmas. So I thought I'll just make some neutral stuff that doesn't have any digitals in it. Like this is all just vintage paper and some lace and some thread. So then when the digital comes out, and say like, here's an example. No, that's not an example, because that's Tim Holtz. Let's see. I've got this is my Crafty Christmas. So this is a sneak peek. Anyways, so I've got all these neutral bases, and now that I've got my Crafty Christmas papers out and inked, a lot of them are inked, I can take something like this and I can throw it on a base. This is too big. What was I looking at? I need little stuff. Kind of like that. This one would be better. There. So this is a Crafty Christmas journal. I'm going to do two because I've got two kits, and one of the rules is to not mix the kits together. So I'll put another layer underneath this, and that'll be a completed. But this is just, what would we call this? So we've got digital, and then we've got vintage or original ephemera. I'll call it original ephemera, because original ephemera could be like, this book isn't very old, but this is original ephemera because it's not a digital. Digital's kind of fake ephemera. Anyways, that's what I got going on with that. And I can see already that I did not cut out any little tiny pieces because I wasn't in the mood to get my Cricut out. Oh yeah, I did. I cut some out. A cute little lady. She would look good on there. Like that. That would be fun. This was a fun thing to do. So I took one complete page from this book and I coffee dyed it. and then I rolled it. And then I put some creases in where the roll was, and it was kind of like a cone. I rolled it kind of like a cone, and then I pulled this up, hi Carrie, and I sewed it down here, and I might, like, because this was coffee dyed, it was wet, it's curling, so I'll probably take a little bit of glue like this, and this was supposed to be a tuck spot. Ooh, I know what would be cool. Never mind. Let's do... I'm just crazy playing. I should put that. Sunday Funday. Crazy playing. Because I'm going all over the board. No, wait. Can I do this? Yes, I can. Because that's a pocket by itself. This is going to be like a teeny tiny belly band. Whoa. That didn't work. I gotta do 2-hour videos when I'm in such a crafting frenzy. Because I am in a crafting frenzy. And my art is morphing. Okay, so now this will still act. This will still act, come here, as a tuck spot for here. And then this will act, I just need a little something. Oh well, this is a corner pocket, but that'll work. Wait, Denise, why are you saying hi to yourself? Oh no, oh, that was Carrie saying, okay, I was like, why are you saying hi to yourself? But she typed your handle and then she put, hi Denise. I kept staring at that like, why are you talking to yourself? Okay, so that's a little pocket there. When this is glued down, there could be another pocket underneath there. And then, now this would work to decorate that with it, but that's okay. Then, I'm thinking that something, well, I wouldn't do this, but something that is very small, like that. Oh, I know what I got that I would use that for. One moment, please. I have these little teeny tiny cards. I get confused so easy, Denise. Okay, this one is like a tag. I'll try that one. See if it's thin enough. So then I could take this little teeny tiny card and, oh my gosh, it fits perfect. Just perfect right there. That is cute. Okay, so that's a base, so that goes there. This is ephemera, so that goes there. And this has both my kits in here. One of my journals is going to be an accordion. It's going to be a tall accordion. And where's the other? It has 2 halves to it. So I'm going to glue side. I'm going to glue this side like that, and it'll be all inked so you can see the different layers, and then it'll have pictures put down from the digital, and it'll be I love accordion journals, so that will be fun. I can't wait to get started on that. But this is all for, oops, I'm losing my cheat note. Okay, you go there. There's actually 3 kids in there. Okay. So, we talked about all of this. The other day, I said, I'm tired of this basket. If anybody wants this basket, I'll give it to them. And then I started piling up with these fabric clusters that I'm making. I'm like, oh no, I need that basket. I'm going to use that basket. So I'm not giving it away now. But I've got all this stuff. This is stuff to make more clusters. And then there's all my clusters in here. And so these morphed into doing this kind of thing today. And that's a Christmas one because it has that little Christmas star on it. This goes in my these go in here because they would fit in here. I love this because this is an old document that I got at there's an outdoor market in Phoenix, I think it is, and it's like every first Tuesday or something like that. And I met Juanette's Crafting Corner there, and we walked around, and I found these, and I bought these, and I just love them. They're like Italian documents, like religious Italian baptismal type documents, and they're a lot of fun. This is going to be a fun Christmas goodie, and I just love the idea that I learned to do this today. And again, I got that from Fun Life on a Buggy. So I put my Peppermint Drops Tim Ephemera snippet on there so that this would be a cute little Christmas thing. Lots of Christmas. These are all neutral, so these can go in any of my journals because I'm planning to make 6 or 8. I think it's 8. What do I call it? Advent junk journals for kids. So these are kids that are as old as 15 down to, we're not going to do 9-month-old babies, so down to 5 years old, because Ruth is 5. And so her 7-year-old brother, and the twins are 13, and Julia is probably about 7 or 8 now. I might make Grace one. Her mom might give it to her. I'm just afraid her mom won't give it to her because her mom is not always getting along with me. Well, we're not necessarily getting along, but I did wish her a happy birthday, and she replied when I wished her a happy birthday this year. So There's that. Baby steps, right? Kids. Kids, kids, kids. Ari called me last night and I got to FaceTime the baby. She's so cute. She's getting real. I've never known a kid that is a baby, an infant, that will smile and react to you on FaceTime like she does. Usually they're just like, okay, looking off at something else or whatever, but it's hard to get their attention, and it's been so fun. It's like she knows her grandma, because I did try to see her as much as possible when we were in Idaho, so I could bond with her, because she's a baby. Gotta bond with those babies. Gotta bond with the other ones too, but if you don't bond with the babies right away, they end up being afraid of you. All right, one last thing to show you. Oh, I've been talking too much. I'm working on Christmas Advent junk journals. This is just some fodder that I got from my sister. She sent me from Texas. This stuff is. And then this, she sent me these neat Christmas cards. I am having a blast. I'm going to have a blast. I've already used some. But these are some digitals that I had from years past, like 2-3 years ago. And I never did anything with them, but I kept them in my Christmas stash. And Grace is a sweetie. So there's started 2 journals. This I was just playing around, and I sewed these, but they open up really nice. So I just have to figure out how I want to put those in a journal cover. I keep looking at, I haven't decided yet. So this is going to be one journal. So 1, 2, 3, lots of Christmas cards to have fun with. I've used some of it. I've torn some of it up. And then I'm making this tall journal. This will probably be for one of the older kids. Well, actually, I'm doing those grandkids that I mentioned, and then I'm doing 2 kids that my husband's daughter is very close with. She's like a godmom or an aunt, or an adopted aunt to her. It's her best friend's kids, and she used to be her nanny, and the kids, she's grown up with the kids, or the kids have grown up with them. So I'm going to make 2 Advent junk journals for her, for those kids. Now the one kid is probably about 9 years old, and the other is like 7, and the older one is really into this kind of thing, but the other one I don't know. But I don't want to make one for the one and then the other one go, oh, wished I had one. So just to be careful, I'm going to make 2 and send them to Amy. That's my husband's daughter. So this is going to be a 1 signature, and I was working on this last night for a Christmas Advent journal. I am loving my new machine. My stitching is getting better. I'm just, and I love the stitching on both sides of the paper now. It's just, I can see improvement. I'm just loving this. Here's one of those Christmas cards that I turned into a pocket. But look, I'm kind of enjoying pink, and I think that's your fault, Carrie. Pink for Christmas, because you showed whatever it was you showed. I don't remember if it was a book or it was a digital or what, and you said something about, oh, back in that day, I guess they used more pink for Christmas. You said something like that. Anyways, now I am into pink for Christmas. There's a little pocket. This is from a book, a little magazine type thing that she sent me. It's like a little music book. So I just folded it up to enforce it. This was something in the stash that she sent me. I just folded this because I'm experimenting with how thick and long of a tag I'm going to need for this pocket. I'll probably leave this piece in there too. I don't know. This is going to be for a kid, so probably not, because they're not going to, I don't know. The one might use it for straps. This is just me trying to experiment with how we see sometimes how people thread ribbon through their stuff. So that's me experimenting with that on this tuck spot. And that's from a magazine that came in the stuff my sister sent me. She's in Italy, Texas. Here's a belly band. And I took a piece of vellum and I glued some real pretty sparkly ribbon from Stampin' Up. Terry is very inspiring. Yes, she is. And this is from one of Robin's magazines. Then I made a tag. And then I put a little piece of my ribbon lace that I have. I think I got this from Amazon. And this is all I have left. I hope I got this from Amazon. Even though it's not vintage, I just love this because it looks vintage. Whoops, sorry, hit the camera. Yep, I'm getting distracted by my lace. So I put a little bit of that in there, and that made a little tuck spot on top of the pocket. That was the last page. So, one thing I'm excited about. Yes. Yep, exactly. Italy, Texas. And that's happened before where I'd say, my sister lives in Italy. And they're like, really? And you went to see her? Yeah, Texas. But that bag of fun stuff that I won from the Make an Offer sale of Sandra's has a little baggie of numbers in it. And so I'm looking forward to getting that. I'm going to use those for one of the journals. And then I have stickers with numbers and stuff like that. So I'm just getting sidetracked because I've got all these ideas going through my head. And it's so fun because in the past, I've been like, oh, I don't have any. What am I going to use to do that? And my brain is just working. I mean, and I've got people like you guys to thank, because I have watched your videos, and for instance, you know, I'm very eclectic, but I'm distressed and vintage. So, but I have Terry whispering in my ear once in a while. And I have things like this from my Stampin' Up days. This one's not so bad because these are wood pieces. This doesn't kill my soul at all to use something like that on my journal. But then I've got these, and these are plastic pieces. Oh, that's way too new and there's nothing grungy about that. But this looks like something that Carrie would use in her Christmas journals. And I'm just gonna step out of my comfort zone and I'm gonna play with these. Like, for instance, they would have looked good on those things that I was making. Whoops, that's upside down. Like something like this. And put these on here. These would actually go really good because of the flourishes on this paper. Okay, that's not going to work with the shaky hands. I could glue a couple of those. Oh, or I could find some of these. Maybe I could find enough of those. I don't know. But I might do something like that. Lots of ideas, lots of layering. Got some of these types of things from, probably got these from Hobby Lobby, probably. Use something like that on there, but we'll see how it goes. These are things that I made years ago, and I made these to dangle as charms. And I made this with, I'm trying to remember where I got that paper from. It's just gorgeous. Lots of fun. I'm thinking, Amanda, this is a number that's an altered paper clip, but one number by itself isn't going to do me any good. Love my bits and bobs. That would look cute on there. Okay, I'm mumbling now. So I hope you all have a great rest of your weekend. Whoops, these go in here. And thanks for taking time to visit me in my live stream. I always enjoy that. And I hope that you'll visit again. So thanks and bye.